Traders love to say they're waiting for confirmation. It sounds responsible, it sounds patient, it sounds like discipline. But in most cases, it's not discipline, it's fear. It's FOMO disguised as logic. Because when you're waiting for confirmation, what you're really doing is trying to feel safe in a market that will never give you certainty. The need for confirmation is the need to quiet the part of you that can't stand not knowing what comes next. And that need is exactly what the market uses against you. The truth is, confirmation is just another form of FOMO. You're afraid of missing the move, but you're also afraid of being wrong, so you wait, hoping to find the perfect moment when all doubt disappears. You tell yourself that extra candle, that extra test, that extra sign will make the trade clearer. But all it really does is feed your emotional need for control. And by the time you get your so-called confirmation, the trade has already gone, leaving you to chase what was once a clean entry. In other words, your fear of missing out just made you miss it. FOMO in this form is subtle. It's not loud or impulsive like chasing a breakout. It hides behind rational thinking and self-talk that sounds mature. You tell yourself you're being smart, careful, deliberate. But really, you're being hesitant. The market rewards decisiveness and punishes hesitation. Every moment you spend waiting for the market to prove itself, you're stepping further away from structure and deeper into emotion. And the irony is, you call that emotion confirmation. Many traders don't realize how much confirmation costs them. They give up the best entries, reduce their reward, and increase their risk. They trade at the worst possible spots, right where the market is pulling in the late participants before turning the other way. And they don't even realize it's happening. They call it waiting for price action or letting the move develop. But those phrases are just comforting lies that keep you from facing the truth. Confirmation isn't a strategy. It's hesitation with good marketing. So why do we crave confirmation so much? Because it feels better to trade when you know something. It soothes the mind and calms the body. It lets you feel like you have control in a world that's completely uncontrollable. But that's the trap. Control in trading doesn't come from knowing what will happen next. It comes from accepting that you don't, and executing anyway. The pros don't wait to feel right. They act when their process says it's time, even when every fiber of their being wants to wait a little longer. The antidote to confirmation FOMO is trust, not in the market, but in your process. When your setup is present, you act. When it's not, you wait. You don't add filters to make yourself feel better. You don't layer on conditions to avoid discomfort. You trade the plan as it is, without negotiation. This kind of trust isn't blind faith. It's earned through work, through backtesting, and through seeing your setup behave the same way 100 times over. That's what builds the quiet confidence to act without feeling ready. Because here's the truth. If you need confirmation to act, you don't trust your edge yet, and that's okay. That's where the real work begins. You build confidence not by adding more evidence, but by removing the noise that makes you doubt what's already been proven. You study your trades, you gather your stats, and you prove to yourself that probability works, even when it feels uncertain. Once you see that for yourself, the need for confirmation fades. Because you're no longer trading to feel safe. You're trading to stay consistent. The next time you feel the urge to wait for confirmation, stop and ask yourself, am I following my process, or am I trying to feel comfortable? That single question can change your entire approach. Because if you're always waiting to feel sure, you'll never act when it matters most. The best trades rarely feel comfortable. They feel risky, uncertain, even wrong. That's what makes them right. The discomfort you feel before taking a trade isn't a signal to wait. It's the sign that you're about to do something most traders never will. Act on structure instead of emotion. So remember this. Every time you wait for confirmation, you're not avoiding risk. You're avoiding growth. You're giving your power back to FOMO, and you're training your mind to need emotional safety before every decision. But trading doesn't reward safety. It rewards process. And the sooner you understand that, the sooner you'll stop chasing confirmation and start executing your edge with conviction.